Humanoid robots are starting to gain popularity among investors. First is Tesla with Optimus Robot, and now we've heard OpenAI, Microsoft, Nvidia, Jeff Bezos, and Intel have all invested in a startup called Figure AI. Today, I want to take a closer look at how all these players can benefit from this investment. So let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for their subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So it was a big news, I believe, on Thursday or Friday that we saw Figure AI was valued at roughly $2.6 billion as some big players had started their overall investment in this startup company. For those not familiar, Figure AI is the first of its kind AI robotics company bringing a general purpose humanoid to life. In their website, we can see that they have three major business opportunities for humanoid robots. First is physical labor, second is consumer household. I personally can't wait until we have humanoid robots cooking so I can have my own personal chef. And the final is kind of off-world, or maybe I want to say just like dangerous missions to some extent. Off-world, they talk about space exploration, but I do believe this can be seen as maybe hazardous missions for humans. The company does mention that their journey will take decades and require a championship team dedicated to their missions, billions of dollars invested, and engineering innovation in order to achieve a mass market impact. This is one of those high risk and extremely low chances of success. However, if they are successful, they have potential to possibly impacting humanity and go build the largest company on the planet. In my mind, this is true. This is one of those high risk, and in my opinion, with the set of investors, their chances of success has increased a little bit more. Not by much, but a little bit more, and I'm gonna explain why. And this is how these other companies can also benefit. Obviously, all the investors can benefit if this company does well, but if this company does well, they are gonna end up using solutions from Microsoft, from Nvidia, from Amazon, or maybe even from Intel, which can drive even more revenue for those other companies. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you all for the amazing support we are getting in this channel. We're closing into 40,000 subs. That is insane. So if you haven't and you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support this channel a little bit more, check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode. During this article, we can perfectly see how both OpenAI and Microsoft can benefit if this does well. So as part of the deal announced Thursday, Figure said its partnership with ChatGPT, maker of OpenAI, to develop next generation AI models for humanoid robots. It will also use Microsoft's clouding service for AI infrastructure, training, and storage. So the easiest way, this is going to be your typical Microsoft way of making any form of investment. Obviously, they benefit from their clouding infrastructure. Microsoft's clouding service can definitely benefit, which can obviously drive a nice boost in revenue here, especially if this becomes a worldwide product. Now, OpenAI, we saw, can also benefit from this as they are going to be teaming up with Figure AI to collect and make these new humanoid robots, large language models. And this is very important, right? Because OpenAI has created large language models that are great for imaging, that are great for text, but all those require data. And they've been able to do that because a lot of that data can be found online to some extent. Now, for them to kind of focus into future products and think into things that move to some extent, you need that data to be able to improve that and to make that better. And right now, the only one who has a lot of data in the moving atmosphere to some extent is Tesla. So OpenAI is trying to kind of, hey, look, you guys are making robots. You guys can get me a lot of data of all the robotics and all the movements like this, and we will be able to create some form of AI model for this type of application. And then OpenAI can even create even more solutions from there. So I think that's actually a pretty good way that OpenAI can win. And obviously, since Microsoft is invested in OpenAI, OpenAI will most likely be using Microsoft infrastructure to get and train that information. So a huge win for Microsoft clouding solution if this becomes a very, very big player. But even just during the training aspect of it, I do believe Microsoft Cloud is already going to benefit one way or another. Now, Nvidia is One of the reasons I believe this startup can actually do really really well, because Nvidia is definitely the king of AI. Nvidia has a lot of solutions both in the hardware space and the software space and the infrastructure space in general to continue to help develop this AI robotics company. First, we can see here they have their Jensen Orin, which is their edge computing, and these are kind of the brain, the processors that are used in things like robotic applications. So these humanoid robotics are going to end up needing to do some form of inferencing, and the best way to do that right now is through a GPU solution, which Nvidia wins. So if we start to see an increased growth in humanoid robots and this becomes successful, I do believe the design engineerings that are going to be working on the brain of this computer will take advantage of Nvidia's GPU chiplet design and kind of have their own Nvidia product within the brain, and maybe some of the Nvidia CPU solutions as the brain as well. I mean, if you need a really super strong hypercomputer, we do know that Nvidia has their Drive Thor, which is their next gen GPU and transformer engine to support AI workloads for safe and secure autonomous vehicles. And we've actually heard from Tesla in the past that an autonomous car is just another big robot, it's just a different phase. So if Nvidia already has solutions for autonomous vehicles to some extent in both forms of safe and security, then this could be another way that Nvidia can benefit, and this could be the brain of that solution for the humanoid robots. Now, the other thing that Nvidia has is their overall ISIC platform. Their ISIC platform is a huge variety of different software solutions, from development, simulation, and deployment of AI enabled robots. So Nvidia, in my opinion, could be one of the biggest winners if this does really well, because they can use their overall hardware, their overall software, and then the amount of chips they'll probably sell for infrastructure solutions will also be pretty strong. So Amazon is an interesting player, right? I don't believe Amazon has any hardware that can benefit from the success of Figure AI, but obviously Amazon already has a huge robotics plant, and if this becomes successful, they can end up using those Figure AI humanoid robots for a lot of tasks here inside their distribution center. The one thing that I really do like is Amazon investing in this gives them another view of things, right? We have Microsoft with their clouding solutions, we have Nvidia with their overall AI kingness and mindset, and Amazon, in my opinion, brings this kind of view of the humanoid robotics market where, hey, look, this is how companies that need distribution sensors that do this need these robots. Now the final company was Intel, and it's funny, Intel didn't make the top headline here, right? We saw Bezos, we saw OpenAI, and we saw Nvidia. Now Intel, you had to read the article a little bit more, but Intel's venture fund was also part of Figure investment round. So I guess Intel's not that popular right now. We can still see where the overall market feels about Intel. But Intel does have, very similar to Nvidia, a lot of hardware solutions for the robotics market. So if there is some form of future growth into these solutions, there's also the possibility that Intel's hardware solutions could be used. Intel has robotic processors, so they have their own CPUs. Who knows? In theory, maybe this robot will have an Intel CPU, will have Jetson, NVIDIA CPU, which can all be foundry and manufactured in the United States in an Intel foundry. Intel also does have some other form of computer vision technologies, and computer vision is going to be needed for robotics in general. And Intel also has Mobile Eye, which is kind of a competitor to NVIDIA's Thor, right? So there are a lot of computational power here that can be used for the humanoid robotics. Then Intel has FPGAs and communication technologies, which are obviously very important for a robot as well. So I really am fascinated with how we're kind of entering this world of humanoid robots. I don't believe we're going to be there anytime soon, but we are going to start to see some crazy improvements. So I hope you guys enjoyed this overall episode and just my overall thoughts on how all these companies can benefit from their investment in Figure AI outside of just obviously being an investor in a successful company. So take care, have a good day, and see you next time.